Welcome to the channel, Jala Sun Tarot. My name is Kimberly and super thrilled for you guys to be here. So let's get straight into today's topic. So we are talking about their late night thoughts of you. This person that you are thinking about, are they thinking of you? And if they are, I feel like late night is the perfect time to tap in to the energy of what's going on in their headspace. Whether it's about you or if they have other things on their mind, guys, we're going to kind of tap in and look at all the details. We do got some oracle to help with the specifics. Feel free to check the description box if you want to know what those oracle are. Also, I decided to use the B tarot for each of the readings today because it's such a beautiful deck, and I know that bees, bumblebees, mean something for a lot of us. Bees mean something for me, my friend group, my friends, my girls that I grew up with in Chicago. We bees, bumblebees, is part of our group name. But we are very fond of bees. And anyway, when I saw this tarot deck, I was really excited. So I wanted all of you to kind of experience the bee tarot deck if you haven't experienced it yet. So what better way than their late night thoughts of you? Because it's kind of reminded me of being a fly on the wall. But in this case, it would be like a bee in their bonnet, like a bee inside their mind, rummaging around and seeing what's going on. So, with that in mind, guys, let's get into it. I decided to use a different tiger eye crystal for each of the piles or the readings to help you select. So, for group one, we have this tiger eye polished crystal. It's pointed. It's like that almond. So group one, you have this tiger eye polished crystal. Group two, we have a little bit of a raw crystal of a tiger eye. It's a little bit more of a natural crystal, I guess you could say. Okay, so group two, that was your tiger eye crystal. Group three, we have the double pointed tower, tiger eye crystal. So again, group three, this double pointed tower crystal of the tiger eye. All right, guys, feel free to pause if you need a moment. I really want you to tap into the energy because, sometimes these messages could be very raw. Speaking of raw, and I just want to make sure that you are ready to receive the messages because I'm not going to hold back. I keep it real, guys. But at the same time, I have that bedside manner. So we'll go through the reading together, no matter what messages come through. And for all we know, this person could be in La La Land when they are thinking of you. So if we want to find out, I will meet you at your reading, guys. Bye. Hi, guys. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this tiger eye polished crystal, then you made it to the right place, group one. So let's get started because I'm excited to see what's going to come through for this person. This person that is currently on your mind that you may or may not be thinking about on a consistent basis. This could just be out of curiosity for some of you, but again, we're tapping into the energy of whomever it is that you're currently thinking about for this reading. We're looking at their late night thoughts of you. If there are any thoughts, what are they? What's going on with that? What do we need to see? Are they thinking about other things? Do they have other things on their mind? Other people on their mind? We're going to see what comes through. So, Spirit, thank you so much for always being here. So appreciative. Thank you for being here for our group 1, our collective. May we get the best messages today for group 1's higher self today, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, guys. Their late night thoughts. What are they thinking about when it comes to you? What are their thoughts about you? Ooh. Well, there's a lot on this person's mind. I made a mess on the ground. But the funny thing is, the High Priestess is sticking out to me. In this deck, it's called the Melissae. But let me just fix my cards real quick. And let's try that again. Maybe they're overthinking. Let's see. Their late night thoughts of you. Wow. Guys, this is my favorite card in tarot. The Sun, it's Leo energy. Card number 19. Depicted by this sunflower. And like a family of bees. All unique and different, various sizes. Okay, we're getting the 7 of Pentacles. Wow. It's giving like that Chris Kindle market vibe, like the holiday markets that they have in Europe, and now we do get have them in the States. That's kind of the feeling. 6 of Pentacles, okay. What are they thinking about? In the middle of the night, 2 are coming through. Whoa, the Devil, and we got the Princess of Jars in reverse. The Princess is the Page. Are we keeping this? I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. So if they want to come through, they will come through, but let's see. All right, we got the Prince of Jars instead. The Prince is the Knight. So the Knight of Cups. Sorry, Jars is Cups. And now we are getting the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. What in the world are they thinking about? A lot of it has to do with you, something about you that's lifting them up. They feel you are very unique. You stand out. So a lot of how they view you is coming through. King of Swords with the Sun. Aw. It's like you're softening. They're feeling a little bit softer when it comes to you. 7 of Jars in reverse, which is the 7 of Cups. Wow, a 7 clarifying a 7, the 7 of Pentacles. We got 2 7s mirroring each other. Right, what do we need to see? What else are they thinking about when it comes to group 1? The Magician, card number 1. Virgo energy. Giving that communication. This is not bad energy. That their intentions, their feelings, their thoughts, they're kind of not too bad, guys. All right, I feel like we're taking this up right, but it is a little interesting how it fell. But this is the Queen of Swords, guys, and just to remind you, we got the King of Swords. But notice how this queen is looking in a different direction, which probably is why it is upright. And then the 3 of Wands. Wow, again, there's a 3 clarifying the 3, and it's a little bit of that mirrored effect. 7, 3. The Queen and King of Swords, and then we got the Sun. All right, guys, there's a lot going on. 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And there is the Princess of Swords in reverse, the Page of Swords. So for sure, I'm getting a little bit of a distance with you and this person. Whether you're communicating or not, there does seem to be a feeling that you guys are not together at nighttime, at least in this current energy that I'm picking up on, because a lot of what this person is feeling is good energy when it comes toward you. However, there doesn't seem to be a physical gratification coming through for this person when it comes to you. We got the Three of Wands. This is a feeling of, like I said, a little bit of a distance, but kind of keeping an eye on what you see over the horizon that you do want. You are yearning for. You are feeling the separation, the distance. So if we're talking about their late night thoughts of you, now for some of you, although we're not getting too many confirmations on that, but for some of you, this could be a legit no contact. This could be, you guys have disconnected in some way, or maybe a little bit of a pause. However, some of you could also just be feeling the distance, or this person, I should say, is feeling the distance, not having you physically around them when they are thinking about you late at night. But it's coming through as yearning, it's coming through as anticipation, where if there is something that was planned, it's like the only thing now is to move forward, to move in the direction. Because it's coming through with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, which does always feel for me strategy, planning, cooperating, collaboration, things like that. So Three of Pentacles in reverse, it could be the energy of this person moving past the stages of planning, moving past the blueprint of what they need to do, because the energy I'm getting surrounding this is movement. So let's talk about that. We got the Magician. The Magician is someone that feels completely ready to move in an aligned way, to take action. This particular Magician is, gosh, I feel almost so confident. Look at how they have the bee keeper's outfit on, just like for safety or protection or whatever reason. But this person has their mask off. They're not using, their headgear, if that makes sense. And the feeling I'm getting just looking at this Magician is this person is ready to take that mask off, ready to be authentic with you. I feel as though they are feeling that joy, and I'm getting a like-minded type of frequency that this person is sensing when it comes to you. Especially because we got the Queen and King of Swords. It's very aligned, they're same suits. It could be a power couple. It could be a divine counterpart. It could be a good match. Yet again, to draw our attention to where this monarchy is staring off to. The king is staring straight ahead, and the queen is looking off to the side. Now, is the queen waiting for someone, or is the queen avoiding this king's eye contact? So that could differ for some of you, but both the king and queen energy is a very powerful energy. It comes with a lot of mental strength, dignity. It's a feeling of thinking through in a logical, intelligent way. Both of you could be a little bit more introverted with one another. Not necessarily that you guys are introverts. For some of you could be extroverted, introverted, but for some reason I'm getting more of a quieter, a stillness type of energy between the both of you. It's the feeling of being able to sit in a room with this person and not have to force a conversation. Things just equally balance itself out. It equally balances itself out. That is what this person is thinking about. There is a lot of energy that this person is focused on when it comes to you with intention. The feeling of equal give and take, where once upon a time that may have not been the case. We got the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That could feel a little bit like that abandonment issue, someone going through loss in some way, energetically, sadness, a feeling of mourning. Even the depiction of these two people giving each other support. Instead of spilt milk, it's spilt honey on the table. So something may have gone off, especially if the Princess of Swords is in the reverse. There may have been a lack of movement. This person may have felt more comfortable staying in the shadows, staying at a distance. This is something that could be playing out in their mental space. But they do want to move forward. Whoa, the barrow is coming through, the chariot after the Princess of Jars. But it is coming through as page energy. I don't think they're going to overwhelm or come in so overwhelmingly strong that it scares both of you off, or it leads to another Five of Pentacles, perhaps. That type of unreciprocated energy that may have existed if this person was prioritizing something else, perhaps. A lot of what I am also seeing, let's take a look at these sevens. I'm getting that mirrored effect, even this coming in reverse, this is upright, how it's kind of mirrored in that sense. But the Seven of Pentacles is building that foundation, building a secure situation for oneself. It's like nourishing something, watching something grow. In this Seven of Pentacles, it seems like a business, maybe a small business, a independent business that is growing, that is being built. That is something very specific that's coming through. However, that could be a specific message for some of them that may have been focusing on other priorities, building some sort of tangible endeavor when it comes to finance, business, currency. And again, they could have had some ups and downs with that. But with the Seven of Jars coming in reverse, that was the only thing they may have been tunnel visioned on. It feels a little bit like maybe a hyper focus. But also, to bring it back to your energy, their late night thoughts of you, this could also represent another way to look at this. Another message that's coming through is a representation of how and they feel about you, how and what they would want as far as growth and nourishing this connection when it comes to you. There are no other options. You are the only option. This person knows this, and they're zeroing in on that. So I feel like there's a couple of things going on with this person when it comes to building that foundation, building that support. It's like stacking. Six of Pentacles is a very give and take, equal exchange energy. It's a balance. It's equilibrium. It's equitable. I could keep going. But notice how all these knickknacks, these what is it called? Trinkets? Trinkets, something like that. Like all these knickknacks on these shelves, and there's a pentacle, there's honey, there's all this stuff. But it's also like hoarding in a sense where they could give and also get. When we're talking about the Seven of Pentacles, notice how it's like a vendor selling things at a marketplace. And yet these are all the items. These are all the things, it feels like, right? So I feel like that could represent energy. If this person was building their own energy up and building up, even if it was tangible, like I said, in their external 3D, building up a foundation of stability, of finance, success in some way. Now they have an overstock of items, i.e. energy. And I think that's why they're coming through with ready to move forward with aligned action. They're coming through as a Knight of Cups. We got a couple of pages, but we also have the King of Swords. This person is not gonna lead with their emotions. Their emotions are what is moving or driving them forward when it comes to you. Let's get straight on that. They do feel a connection. They do feel happy. They feel that bliss. They know you're unique. They know you're different than the average bee. You stand out. And also I feel like you're lighting things up for them. You're lighting a path. And it feels like a a pentacle. Like it feels like a huge opportunity for them. However, I noticed that the Prince of Jars has this huge, beautiful shield, like a warrior. Are they still having their boundaries up? That could be the case for this particular person, which is why there might still be a little bit of a distance. Or if you and this person are currently communicating and building that foundation back up or allowing it to unfold, it could be more slow paced. It could be more purposeful, intentional. So it's not on a whim with the messaging, you know, it's everything is done in a purposeful, meaningful way. And that could be where the discernment or the boundaries or the inclination this person has, what is driving them forward or what will drive them forward. So they do feel confident though. They do feel like they have everything that they need in order to move in your direction, guys. But like I said, they're not going to be overly, they're not going to make this completely obvious or overexert themselves. This is a person that knows how to tame their energy. This is a person that knows how to not, like I said, lead with emotion or react. They're not a react. They're not going to react. They're going to be calm still. But here's the funny thing, so are you. And they recognize this. Again, it goes back to the energy of them seeing you as someone that is like-minded, especially with the air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. We're getting that balance a lot too, that equal give and take, that yin yang, that frequency of alignment. But is there a little bit of a distance? So I want to see if that's the majority or what's going on. So let's look at these threes. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Wands. Just real quick, guys, I just want to see what's going on. Is there a distance right now, Spirit? Are they talking? Is this person moving forward? What's happening? Why is it 3s here? Wow, 2 of Swords. So this could represent stuck energy, guys. A little bit of that indecision or making sure to know what decision to make before moving. So this might be still in the subconscious of this person, which is why if you haven't heard from this person, they are still, it's like, do they have a plan, Spirit? Do they already know what they're going to do? Do they have a plan? They're just waiting for a sign. 2 of Wands, they have a plan. Wow, we got 2 2s. And this makes perfect sense. Okay, so here's what's happening, guys. They have a plan. They're not strategizing. They know what they need to do, but they're waiting. They're waiting on something. What are they waiting for? What's the 2 of Swords? Oh my God, a 5 of Swords in reverse. They're waiting for things to be more calm, peaceful. And again, with the Magician being here, I feel like it's happening. Because we also got the Sun, guys. Wow, what is this? Oh my goodness. Card number 20, Judgment. In this card, it's called Rebirth. But it's in reverse. And again, that could be the 2 of Swords. Not really knowing when the right time is, perhaps. It could be about timing. It could be about the current energy that this person is feeling. We got the 10 of Wands here. Are they currently exhausted? Are they going through stuff? Even if they feel so excited and motivated to move forward in your direction, they could still be focusing on building up their own 7 of Pentacles. So, wow. What an energy. What an energy, guys. I feel pretty good about this energy, but I want to see more details with the Oracle because, again, there is a hesitation. There is a little bit of that stuck energy that we're picking up on. Even with the Magician, even with the Knight, even with the King and the Sun, there is a little bit. So I feel like this is kind of like the transition into movement for this person. But what is it going to take? So we are going to, man, maybe we should start with that first. No, we're going to go according to plan. But I do have a new deck for us to use, What's Blocking You Oracle, and I think that's going to be interesting to find out what's blocking this person when it comes to movement. But before we get there, let's see, or I should say making a decision and just moving forward. Because I don't think are they indecisive? I don't think that's it. It's just that something is keeping them from movement. And it could be that it still feels challenging right now to move in your direction for some reason. It's maybe because the queen is not looking off in a different direction. So let's find out. Let's start with the true or false flame. It's such a cool deck to kind of lean into what's really going on with this person. So we're talking about their late night thoughts, Spirit, about our group 1. What do we need to see? What are their late night thoughts? What is going on? Mind connection. You know what's funny? As soon as I was talking about the like-minded energy that I'm feeling between the both of you, I was thinking about this card. I'm getting more familiar with this deck for sure. I'm really loving this deck. But gosh, there's a reason why I love this deck, because this is spot on. This person feels aligned to you. And for them, it could be in the mind space. For you, it could be more spiritual. I'm not sure. But they're not thinking of it yet, or they're not thinking of it in a spiritual sense right now, guys. They're thinking about it in a very 3D, a very externally, it's like validation type of energy coming through this person with the King of Swords energy. So what else are they thinking about besides like the like-minded energy? Requited love. Oh my God. It's mutual. Even if, again, there was a Five of Pentacles energy, an abandonment, a ghosting, leaving someone in the lack of balance of, again, equal give and take, right? So requited love with the Six of Pentacles, it is feeling balance. It's giving that this person gets what needs to happen. They get what needs to happen, and they feel it's mutual. Even if you are looking off to the side right now, that doesn't necessarily mean you're mad at them. That doesn't necessarily mean you won't hear them out. And I think they understand this. But Queen of Swords is not one to mess with, especially the Queen of the Beekeepers, you know? So let's get more. What are their late night thoughts? What else are they thinking about? Growing apart. Notice the balance, that yin yang, that feeling of exchange of energy. If, for those of you that resonate with the distance, that could be a fear of theirs, that could be some time to go back to time. You know, they could have a feeling where they need to move because there might be a growing of apart energy. They might not feel your energy, especially if they're thinking it's mind-based, ego-based, right? Maybe if it is spiritual, maybe you have disconnected in some regard. But something within them, they know it's mutual though. That's the thing. They know once upon a time you felt what they couldn't share themselves, perhaps. Let's get one more. Dream team. Gosh, this is so aligned. Mind connection, dream team, requited love. Bottom of the deck, weathered storms. I feel like this is a perfect type of yin yang energy that this person is processing right now. And the funny thing is, we got the twos, the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords. They know what they want. They're driven in your direction. They have everything they need. It's like, except what? What is it? Is it fear? Is too much time being passed? Are they taking too long? Or is it just fear that maybe you've moved on? You've grown apart from them. Because right now they are recognizing the mutual energy between the both of you. I'm noticing my flame in my tea candle went out, which, happens because I got the fan on. It's it's a give or take sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I flap my hands too much and then it goes out. I don't know. But I will light it in a moment. It's a little too liquidy. And I learned my lesson before on liquid wax. All right, so I want to get into, actually no, let's do place oracle. Let's see where their mind space is in this energy, because the sun is here. So are they in a dark space? Are they in a good space? Are they, where are they in their mental place? However, they could also be thinking about legitimate external places that may be a synchronicity for you guys, or something they're thinking about, something about it. So let's see what place comes through, whether it's their mind space or specific places for our group 1 collective spirit. But what are their late night thoughts? Court. I'm getting justice. Perilous realm. Zoo. Oh my goodness. Seven of Cups in reverse, or Seven of Jars in reverse, could be that overwhelmed feeling that we got with the Ten of Wands. That could feel like a zoo. So it could be it's hard for this person to balance their energy right now, like we were talking about. And then we got birthplace of dreams and birthplace, rebirth for judgment. Birthplace of dreams. Wow, that connection. So this person wants a new beginning, guys. They want something, government, building with court, something legal, something committed that could represent something serious. It could also represent creating justice, which, even though justice didn't come out, that could, meaning that nothing majorly happened perhaps, but enough where something needs to be fixed or healed, or maybe this person is thinking they need to win you over again. But I do believe that some of their thought space, their ego right now, could lean toward the perilous realm energy. I'm thinking about the 2 cards that randomly came up, the devil, and I forgot what the other card was. But it's hard to forget about the devil. But that could be where, and then I put it back in the deck. The perilous realm, the keeping things in check, keeping their emotions in check, keeping their, I might have to use another candle. Let's light a new candle. I have a few near me, because I think the wick melted into the wax, so I gotta figure that out. It's a little complicated. Maybe this got complicated for this person, and this person is waiting for things to be, like I said, feeling a little bit more at peace, more smooth, because it's still feeling perilous realm. But we're getting this house. Gosh, it's reminded me of Final Fantasy VII, and I know some of you are not gamers, but it's coming up, so I'm gonna say it. But I've been doing just a marathon on Final Fantasy VII, the remake, the first one, and I just beat this house, this monster house, and it's reminded me of that, because again, it could be something that they are battling, that they need to beat, and it's buried within. A house could be very barricading, right? Like it could be very, you could get lost in a house depending on how big it is. It could be a stuff of nightmares, some of the horror movies. Either way, wherever this person is going toward, it could be something about foundation, talking about houses. And with the Seven of Pentacles, it makes sense. Something about their foundation was bringing in a lot of turmoil for them, guys. So it may not have anything to do with you, but maybe a disconnect that happened because of whatever it is they were focused on created a little bit of an injustice. They do want a rebirth. They do want, you know, a spark, like the energy, the sun. And now we're getting this sparkler. It's feeling where this person is getting that spark back in. And they are thinking about this in a more serious way. That could be why there is still, you know, that stuck energy of not moving forward in their full capacity. I'm getting the feeling of a little bit of resistance because I'm picking up on the energy of those of you that are communicating with this person. It's gonna look like it's hard, like this person is a hard person, like a hard shell to crack, but they're getting a little softer when it comes to you, and it's gonna be noticeable. But for those of you, again, to go back to the energy, that the majority of you may not be communicating with this person, and this person is feeling that resistance on their own, not putting you through the motions. So I feel like it's just going to take a little bit more time, but I want to see what the block is. So let's take a look. This is, like I said, what's blocking you, Oracle. And let's see. What is this person? What is this Two of Swords energy, Spirit? Are they moving forward or not? And if they aren't communicating or not, you know, living up to their magician, their knight energy of wanting to move forward, being ready. That's the thing about the magician. They're ready. But they could also be very calculating, a little bit in the shadows too. So let's see. Not committed, flopping out, and I bent it. Maybe once upon a time this person wasn't committed at a certain point because they had to commit to something else. They had to build a foundation somewhere else first. So excuses or not, there was an energy that this person is thinking about. And maybe that's where the growing apart, the perilous realm, all of this is kind of, whatever it is that went on in their 3D really did take a toll on their personal life, everything going on in their life. So you're not an exception. Getting crumbs. Retreating. Okay. So what is this person thinking about? If there is justice to be had, it's going to have to do with reciprocating and reciprocation. Because we got so many messages or indicators that this person may have retreated, may have ghosted, may have abandoned. And they're thinking about it. They may have given crumbs. Now, if you and this person are communicating, I'm going to be honest, it could feel a little bit like crumbs because there's still that stuck energy. Something about this person is making them fearful of commitment. Let's get one more. I wasn't planning to get too many, but tolerating abuse. Oh my goodness. I didn't know a card was in here like this. Again, it's a new deck, but honestly, the first thing I'm getting is self-infliction. But also, like, maybe they're thinking about the treatment towards you. It may not have been like quote unquote abusive. And again, there's many different types of abuse, unfortunately. But what I'm picking up on tolerating abuse, they could be very hard on themselves too. You know, if they were giving crumbs, if they retreated, if they ghosted, if they abandoned, they could feel like maybe they were playing with emotions, emotional abuse. But again, you can't label abuse like that. Like, it's really, people really go through it. So I'm not sure where that is. Okay, addiction at the bottom of the deck. Gosh, this deck, I haven't seen those cards yet. So with that in mind, guys, I wanted to get into Moonology manifestation for our final messages, because I just thought it was a interesting energy, and now it makes perfect sense why I chose this beforehand, because it does give us astrology, it gives us perhaps a time frame, also some final messages that could come from this energy that we are getting from this person, also could be advice for you guys. So with Moonology manifestation, Spirit, what do we need to see as we close out our reading? What do we need to see? Something about your energy that they're thinking about is completely opposite of what they may have been surrounding themselves with. You're activating within them something very special. But where are they in forward movement, right? Are they still dealing with stuff? And again, you don't want this person to come forward to you if they're not even ready yet. It's gonna backfire, right? If it's not the right time, it's not the right time. Everything works out in divine timing. So let's see if Spirit has any say, or what Spirit wants to say as far as that goes. Any final messages, Spirit, or advice for our group 1? What do we need to see, Spirit? Something. Gosh, I'm getting like an image of a feather, or I am using my celestial crystal this week, but geez, I am getting like images of white, and I thought something was on my hand, but I don't know. All right, immediately I'm getting Aries energy. Work through your feelings. Last quarter moon in Aries. So we got a last quarter moon, could mean something. We got another last quarter moon in Libra. Make time for self-love. And we're getting a last quarter moon in Gemini. Wow, guys. Clear your mind. This is so interesting. All right, we got a new moon in Sagittarius. Focus on positive for our bottom of the deck energy. Now, time sensitive, where are we? I don't think we're anywhere near a third quarter. I think when I am filming, it's first quarter energy. So 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something I'm getting time sensitive. But even if you come through at a different later time, I'm still getting that energy. Last quarter also feels like a reflective energy. Spirit may be coming through to say that this is a good time for you to make time. You know, if this person is focusing on time and running out of time, and whether or not you've moved on, or whatever it is that they're dealing with, in order for them to get in sync with themselves to make that forward action, that forward movement, don't worry about that, right? Like, all you could do is worry about yourself. I'm listening to a beautiful bird in the background as I was talking. But we got Gemini energy, okay? And Gemini energy is May, June, and that is kind of like the beginning of summer, or I should say the end of spring. And then we got Libra energy, which is more fall, September, October energy. And then we got Aries. And Aries is that fiery energy, and that's spring as well, March, April. So wherever that relates, and some of you could identify with that horoscope, that could be synchronicity. But I think the message is clear. Spirit is saying, especially if the Queen of Swords is coming through, this person, and again, I am picking up on your energy, guys. It's, how can I not? You know, as a channeled, someone who reads and channels messages for you guys, your energy is gonna be mixed in. So you could be right now in your ego a little bit more so, someone coming from a place of mind. And I think Spirit is coming through to say, clear your mind. Focus on what's brewing. Go through the emotions, the feelings. Why are they triggering? What's coming up? And make time for self-love. You know, however that might look for you. Even being kind to yourself, tolerating abuse, to go back to that message. You know, that could be also for you, the energy of, you know, how do you speak to yourself? Even this person could be having a hard time speaking kind to themselves. It's important to be kind to yourself. If you can't be kind to you, how do you expect everyone else to be kind? You know, kindness starts with self. So, gosh, I just went in on that, but maybe some of you needed to remind yourself to always have grace. You know, you're doing the best you can no matter what, but you're on the journey. You're on the path. I hear the birds again. So however that might look with grounding your energy, guys, it's a good idea for you to be in that. And I'm getting that purple, it's feeling like that crown chakra, also getting a little bit of that, well, sacral, but it could also be root chakra coming through, even though we're getting fire and we're getting air again with Gemini, Libra, but fire with the Aries. So this is where we're going to leave your reading, guys. I love you so much. Let me know in the comments if this resonated, what's going on, where you guys are at, where you're at, and what you plan to do about it, which I hope is clearing your mind and taking time for yourself. So with that in mind, send a like, subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully I will see you again, guys. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this raw piece of tiger eye, then welcome. I feel like it's straight out of Arizona or Dune. All right, let's get started. Let's get serious. We're talking about their late night thoughts of you, this person that you are coming to this reading for. Whether you have this person on your mind, consistently, or you're just checking in, regardless of where you're coming from, we're going to tap in to this person that's surrounding your energy right now. And are they thinking about you? If they are, what specifically, what is that going to look like? If they're not thinking about you, or if they have other things on their mind, you know, what else are they thinking about late at night, especially when they're able to kind of release the tension of the day and start thinking. I think it's just a good energy to tap into to get some authentic messages. So with that, Spirit, thank you so much for coming through, as always, for our collective energy of our group 2. May we get the best messages for group 2's higher self today, Spirit. Thank you so much. All right, guys, their late night thoughts, whoever this person is to you or whatever connection you might have, what are they thinking about when it comes to you late at night? What's on their mind? Oh, it's falling on my lap. So we have the wheel coming through, the Wheel of Fortune. It's called the wheel in this deck. It's card number 10, Pisces energy. We're taking it upright because that's how it was falling before I caught it. So what's going on? What's coming through here? We have death. We're taking it, guys. I feel like that's meant to come through. So card number 13, Death. Two major arcana. Death is Scorpio energy. So we have Pisces, we have Scorpio, so water signs. And now we're getting the five of, is this the five? Gosh, I think I need glasses. The four of jars in reverse. That is the cups, guys. So the four of cups in reverse. Okay. We're getting the 9 of wands in reverse. Ooh, what is this? The Queen of Pentacles. What a beautiful card. Representing the Queen of Pentacles. So, what are they thinking about late at night when it comes to you? Let's get all of our cards so we could see the big picture, guys, because there's so much coming through already. But what are their late night thoughts of you? And what is this? Justice. Card number 11. And Justice is Libra energy, air. So we have 3 major arcana so far. Ace of Jars falling in the reverse. Ace of Cups in the reverse with the Death. What do we need to see, Spirit? The 3 of Pentacles coming upright with the 4 of Jars. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see what else. Spirit, what do we need to see? Ooh. I don't know if that was me or the cards or the energy. Because it happened in pile 1 too. 3 of Swords in reverse. Where the cards just spilled. There seems to be some healing energy. And we're on our last card that's popping out, just like Death, is the 5 of Jars. Okay. Well, 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. I think this person definitely has you on their mind, guys. This is, in fact, probably pretty heavily on their mind because they're thinking about a lot of different things when it comes to you. So let's start with the end. We have the Death card coming or flipping up while I was shuffling, and it felt like it needed to be there, especially after the wheel. It's almost like a lesson was learned. Something has ended permanently. The Death card is not a temporary ending. But don't be scared of death. That doesn't necessarily mean that it is the end permanently between you and them, because I don't think that's the case. I feel like it's more so the energy of something in their world that they are learning, and we could dig a little deeper when it comes to that, is what they are putting behind them. It could be a belief, it could be acknowledgement of how they were treating the connection. It could be like energy that they were showing up in that they no longer want to be showing up in. Our clarifier is the Ace of Jars coming through in the reverse. The Ace of Jars, when upright, is, look at that, the honey pot. It could represent a new beginning, a fresh start. It could even represent a reunion of some kind, but it is water energy. So that's Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. We already got Pisces and Scorpio from the energy of the major arcana. But with the Ace of Jars, that is also a love offer, a major love offer, something that is so sweet, like a pot of honey. But it came in reverse. So that could be the implication that this person ended something before it began. Literally. But it also could be a belief, like we were talking about, where the energy of something is falling or shedding off of them when it comes to complacency, when it comes to stuck energy, even though it's still in their subconscious. I do believe that they're releasing something that kept them from moving forward in a new beginning. So that in and of itself is coming to an end. They're learning some sort of lesson. And in this lesson, justice is being had. It's looking like this bumblebee is, I don't know if it stung this hand, but the hand isn't reacting. The bumblebee didn't, the bumblebee survived, even if the bumblebee attempted to sting. So whatever it is that almost happened, that almost fell apart between you and this person, that energy is coming to an end, and justice is what this person is thinking about. How to fix it. What have they learned? What is going to push them forward to invite a different outcome? Because how they are feeling is kind of overtaking them right now. So their late night thoughts of you are also depressing. I'm assuming that there's some energy in their heart space that's circling back to their mind, even though we're not getting this person too much in their mind with the tarot. It's more so their heart space, and it's feeling very heavy. But again, emotion is attached to thought. Because with the Five of Jars here, it does feel pretty sad. It feels pretty lonely. You know, the black costume, the black getup that this person is wearing in honor of something that they are mourning, a death. So is this person mourning an end that happened between you and them? Three of Swords is here. There could have been a legit breakup, heartbreak. Something could have legit ended relationship-wise or connection-wise between the both of you. So that could be for the right collective as well. But with Five of Jars, this person, it's not sitting well with them. It doesn't feel good. They're literally going through the mourning process, the 5 stages or the 7 stages of mourning. I feel like they are in the stage of acceptance. They are getting out of some heavier energy that they may have been trapping themselves in. I want to talk about the Four of Jars in reverse here, and then with the Two of Swords showing up at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords after that. Wow. The Devil after that. This gets deeper and deeper. King of Wands in reverse. Two of Cups, Two of Jars in reverse. This feels like an ending. But whatever it is that permanently ended between the both of you, it's not finished for this person in the sense that it's over as far as you and them go. If that makes sense. Because I feel like this death is representing a couple of things. For the right collective, it could be representing a permanent end, a heartbreak with the Three of Swords that is being healed. But I'm also thinking it's representing something within this person. So let's get back to this Four of Jars. Now, Four of Jars upright is someone that is not looking at an opportunity that's right in front of them. Even like this pot of honey that's already surrounded by swarming bees is being ignored. This person is trying to put this honey into this small pot and make $1 out of 50 cents. It feels like, you know? And honestly, it's the energy of this person may have been working on something or working towards something and may have been ignoring you or not have been prioritizing this relationship or connection. It was left abandoned. And honestly, even like with these it could be flies swarming the honey. You know, when something is left abandoned, I'm thinking of a pop, or soda. Sorry, we say pop in Chicago, but let's say you have an open can of, pop, okay? You have an open can of pop, a soft drink, and you leave it abandoned, and immediately out in open air in the summertime, you're gonna get flies. You're going to get the attraction of bugs, maybe even bees, wasps, even hung in the background. So something was left kind of out to dry, and I don't know, packing up or picking up some mildew, you know? Gosh, what a vision. But my point is, I feel like they didn't prioritize you or this connection. And that is what they are thinking about, because they're out of this frequency, and they're in a stage of wanting to move, wanting to make things better, wanting to plan some sort of collaboration, some sort of energy where you guys are working as a team. So that's the plan. That's what they're getting out of. And it's like wounded energy that they're leaving behind. They could be really putting to an end victim mentality. You know, when I'm looking at the Nine of Wands, like, look at how battered and bruised this person is, just almost like giving up hope of whatever it is they're trying to do. Maybe make a fire, or something about smoke, something blew up in their face. But this person has gone through it and they tried fixing it. Look at them. I don't know if you guys could see the details, but even on their knees, the dirt on their shoulders, it's like they've crawled on hands and knees just to fix whatever it is that they've journeyed through, and it left them battered and bruised. And again, that could go back to whatever it is that they needed to learn, that they needed to maybe not fight so hard for something that wasn't working in the first place, whatever that was. Whether it was this connection or something else that was interfering, where the priority was, which now I kind of want to get some clarifiers on that. Where was this person's attention, Spirit? What was on their mind with the Four of Jars in reverse, the Nine of Wands? What was the struggle? King of Swords. Ooh. I'm getting a message of, like, their mental health. Something in their mental health, their space. They weren't thinking things clearly. They weren't seeing things clearly. They were a jumble in their mind, and they're gaining strength now. The star, there's hope. Oh my goodness. You know, we were talking about hopeless energy, and now we got the star, which could indicate hope. I'm going to cover her just in case. With the King of Swords, there's logic. I feel like this person has improved their mental capacity to make healthier decisions, and this person is now using that for their own benefit, in order to get into good graces with you in some regard. You know, the Justice with the Three of Pentacles, this person has a plan. They're trying to figure it out, and there's hope involved. But the more that they go and think about the past, the more they will fall into ego. So in a way, it's like maybe they had some sort of ego death. They've learned something about their thinking or their thoughts. Something was released. So now let's look at the Death and the Ace of Jars. Does that mean that they are creating more space for a full cup? Are they transitioning out of, you know, the depths, the hard part? They're still feeling it though. So let's see. What has ended permanently? What is specifically on their mind, Spirit? 10 of Jars, 10 of Cups, guys. So this could be the relationship. This could be the connection that they are thinking about that never really got off the ground. 10 of Jars. Gosh, Sorry, I just had a thought of the video game I'm playing, and I brought this video game up also in my other reading, but there is a scene in Final Fantasy VII Remake with the the bumblebees. If you know, you know. But it's just reminded me, and right before that scene, there's a big dance that Cloud Strife, the character in the video game, has to perform. So, gosh, dancing into the future with your energy or with a vision of the future. And now we're getting the Five of Wands in reverse. That was challenging. Yeah, something about creating a future with this connection was challenging for them. And whoa, what's tossed? King of Wands. But here's the thing, guys. One of the things that they are building is that passion, a frequency that is building within. The star could also be a very healing energy. And with the Three of Swords coming in reverse, it's feeling like this person is going through the motions of getting to a better place, a better frequency, where they are able to commit, what a word choice, commit justice, but maybe they committed a crime that they're trying to fix. When it comes to you, tempering, I do feel like they're in a better position energetically than they may have been. Like I said, they're releasing a lot of their ego. They're releasing the battered, wounded victim ego in whatever ended between the both of you. This heartbreak. Now they're focused more on the loss, the mourning, you not being there. Especially with the Queen of Pentacles appearing above this Five of Jars. It's definitely directed toward you, their loss, their pain, their sadness. The Queen of Pentacles showing up is someone that is solid, that could really produce a feeling of safety, tempering oneself in their nervous system. You bring that comfort, that stability. You're also someone that is very wise and a beautiful catch, someone that they could see a vision of the future with that may have went south along the way because they didn't prioritize it, or they allowed there to be an end. So what needed to change? Something needed to transform within them. And I think that's where the permanent ending is taking place. But we are getting the Two of Swords, and we are getting indicators that this person isn't quite there yet to move forward yet. But I do feel like they are currently healing. They're being activated into wanting to create justice. This hasn't left them. Okay? You are heavily on their mind. So let's move and like I said, there's hope involved. There is potential that this person sees for a future happy ending. How long or how far into the distance? I don't know, but I do feel like this person is in a really good frequency right now of healing and getting out of a stuck energy. Yet we are getting the Two of Swords in the subconscious. So what does that exactly mean, right? So let's take a look at the oracle. We're going to start with true or false flame and see what the energy is, what specific details what's on their mind late at night that could help us kind of unpack what we're already getting from this energy, spirit. Their late night thoughts of our group 2. What do we need to see? Their late night thoughts of our group 2, spirit. Whoa, okay. Bottom of the deck, toxic cycle. Ooh, wouldn't that be nice if that's the permanent end? That's the death. And again, there could be a lot of things ending, but with every ending, there is a transformation. There is, with the Wheel of Fortune, that could also represent a cycle, being caught in a cycle that has ended, that this person is learning something from. This is a good, I like it. This is a good indicator that this is where this person is journeying right now. We got best friend. Aw. Okay. Mind connection. Dream team. Communication. We have growing apart and family pressure. So I think communication may have been a struggle. Maybe that is what created more of a distance between the both of you, a growing apart type of energy. But I think that's what was needed for this person to figure it out, to figure out how to heal, to figure out what they needed to transform. Family pressure is feeling, honestly, it's feeling like a foundation. It's giving like Seven of Pentacles vibe right now. I'm looking at this person's tattoos as well, with the tree in the back. This is like a Four of Cups energy, guys. This is the energy of someone closing their ears and trying to disappear and not wanting to get out. Now, if we notice the Four of Cups is in reverse, so this could be the energy of what this person is finally facing, finally dealing with, maybe what kept them in a lack of prioritizing romance or looking at the opportunity of you was something to do with family. It could have to do with their own, you know, acknowledgement of where they want to be. We did get a vision of the future of in the 10 of Cups. So that could be on their mind. So it could be something they're putting pressure on themselves with. However, it could be legit. It could be literally that they have family members or something's going on with family, whether they are a parent or they have, or they have a parent that needs their support. It could be anything family wise. So that could be what had trapped this person to begin with or kept them from prioritizing and tempering whatever it is that they needed to temper. But yet we are feeling that calm energy now. We're getting dream team, mind connection, best friend. All of this feels very aligned in sync. Justice is Libra energy, the energy of Venus, actually, where both energies are aligned in a mutual loving way that's going to create growth and a promise of, I would even say, comfort, safety. When you meet your best friend, whether it's romantic or not, it's a very, blessing. It's a blessing to have a best friend that you could count on, that you legitimately could count on. And I feel as though this person wants to be that. They're thinking about maybe the times you and this person built that friendship, if you guys built that energy of best friend, friendship in the relationship you guys had. This person is having a hard time releasing that, that's for sure. They know that you guys are very matched. You guys get along. You're the dream team. But something separated this. And now they're trying to figure out how to get that dream team back, how to collaborate. Communication could be a sign, something that they're thinking about. It says, you're not afraid to speak your mind, and neither are they. Honesty and respect coexist here. So they may be, considering what the conversation would look like, what would need to be said, because there is quite the distance that this person is feeling in this loss. to the point where they're going through mourning, and they don't want this to grow apart, because they know that they feel this connection to you. So they do want to create justice. Does that mean they want to get back together with you? Do they want a relationship with you? Or do they just want to make things right? So let's dig a little deeper. I want to get into place and see where they are in their mental place or physically. If there's any synchronicities, anything we need to see or hear, spirit, with our place when it comes to their late night thoughts of our group 2. So what do we need to see? All right. This one fell on my lap as well. Fell face down. Rendezvous point. Ooh. Look at that. They're planning. Forest cabin. Arena. Court. There's justice again. Starting to allocate this to justice. Could represent something serious as well. Like a marriage. It could have felt like a divorce. Some of you could be experiencing that. This person could have experienced this. Either way, that is what it feels like when I see court. But we did get justice coming through, so I think that's more so along that energy. And now we're getting factory. Crossroads and bridge. Wow, that's aligned. They want to cross that bridge and get to you. But even like the energy of factory, after I said that, is look at the tunnel system. It's like giving Mario Brothers, right? It's like Super Mario Land. And where are you warping off to? So this person, I feel like, gets turned around sometimes on the trajectory of where they are headed. Even arena, even though it doesn't show a track, but I'm thinking of a cycle, a track, someone running around in circles. We did get the Wheel of Fortune. So this could have been where this person was tied up and still is trying to unravel that feeling of being tied up. That's the Two of Swords energy. And again, that could be that they don't have a straight path toward you. Even though there's hope, even though they feel it's promising, I feel as though what could be keeping them a little bit from making that movement, taking that step, is they're getting turned around. But, they're putting in the effort. They're putting in the work as far as how they are planning this. They're trying to create some really, they're honing in on their muscles. And it's like a metaphor for this connection. They want to strengthen this. Also, I'm getting the thoughts that part of what they're strategizing, and again, aside from what they want to say, what it's going to sound like, what they want to communicate, all of that, as far as communication, that could look like a message, but also like this rendezvous point. It's giving a little bit of mystery. It's giving a little bit of planning the unexpected meetup. Face to face. Is this person watching you? And I know that sounds so creepy, but gosh, I don't know, guys. I got that feeling, especially in the season of there's a lot of events. If you're in a public arena, if you're in a public event like a festival or a music concert or a carnival, or just a busy urban landscape. But either way, it's like this person is in the shadows. However, they are on a horse. They could be moving forward, but it's just a little bit more shrouded in mystery. So what does that mean? It could represent where they are at with forward movement. They've learned the lesson. there could be a cycle that is permanently ending between the both of you. And it's up to this person of coming in differently. You're the Queen of Pentacles in their mind, and you are someone that they need to honor and come in an honorable way, but yet they're showing up a little bit. I don't know. It could be a mercenary, right? It could be a lethal assassin. It could be, I'm thinking of like Assassin's Creed. If you guys ever played that video game, it is super dope. I'd recommend it. The movie's pretty cool too. But and by the way, I'm a huge fantasy, sci-fi. I'm a reader, so that's the world I'm in when I'm looking at this, like medieval energy. So it's not coming through as a shining, white knight, or whatever you would say about that. This person instead has shadows that they've worked on. This person has been through battles. They are no longer playing the victim and they are ready to meet you halfway. Yet they could be coming in as a little bit of a cool as a cucumber, I'm getting. I mean, even if I'm picking up on mercenary assassin, this could also be the hero of the plot. The anti-hero, perhaps, as well, that comes in and creates justice. So with that, let's look at the blocks. This is a new deck that I'm introducing to the channel. And already I'm so curious about it because, this is called What's Blocking You. So I think it's a good energy to see or to tap in with their late night thoughts, especially with this energy that we're picking up on with this person, as far as, what else is there? What more do we have to peel with this planning, with this trajectory of forward movement, with this Two of Swords energy that is still keeping them from movement? So what is it? What's blocking them? Their late night thoughts of our group 2. What do we need to see? It's blocking group 2's person's spirit. There it is. Procrastination. Not my type. Procrastinate. Feel unloved. Ooh, this person is in their feels. Judgment. Look at that. Temperance and judgment. Look at that. Empress after. Look, like so many things to look at all at once. But the Empress is making an appearance right after Temperance. Guys, this person sees you. They know your value. Maybe they are starting to wonder if you're considering them not to be your type. You're growing apart from them. Because the funny thing is, we got everything but that. Dream team, mind connection, best friend. So is it not my type in the romantic department? Also getting like the vision of 7 of Cups energy just with all these people's faces. Although, how many people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. To go back to the 9 of Wands. Or I would even say the 9 of Swords, like so much on someone's mind, creating that resistance of not my type. Maybe this person also is getting it, look at hard to get. They're feeling you are hard to get, or they're making it more challenging than it needs to be. Again, they could be procrastinating. They could be that type of person that isn't going to move on their own. They may need a tower movement to activate their forward movement. In other words, they may need some sort of divine interjection to help them. But we're getting the energy though. Okay. And obviously there's always divine intervention. There's always divine timing involved in everything, right? So that goes without saying. But with judgment coming through and everything that this person is learning and transforming permanently, like they're literally understanding what needs to be fixed and they're making that plan, right? So I do feel like there is a lot of it is coming to union with self, maybe, on their own decision making. Like, do they feel, even with the Two of Swords energy, it's usually depicted by someone blindfolded. I think she's blindfolded as well. Red blindfold, I think. And this particular character is looking up into the sky, which could be the canopy of trees. Growth. They know what movement they know how to grow. And look at the tree, guys. Everything is connected. They know what they need to do. But also, this could be their set point. And I get it. I'm a procrastinator. My divine masculine energy was what needed to be worked on, I would say. Trying to control outcome, but then always kind of falling into laziness sometimes. I'm working on it. Don't worry. I have a good routine, healthy habits, and goals. Goal oriented is a game changer when it comes to procrastination. So that has helped me kind of get out of a stuck energy when it comes to movement in my own life. I don't think I would have started this channel if I was sitting in procrastination. And that's how it started. I didn't start the channel for a while because I just, wasn't sure, wasn't ready. I don't know. All of the excuses you could come up with, right? When you're in that state. It also feels like that Four of Cups energy, yet it's in reverse. So it could be this person is getting out of it, guys. And, it could be what they're working on too, their own feelings of worthiness. Could they match the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress? Are they able to not only match you, and I think they feel they do, but on an emotional level, perhaps if there is a distance that was created between the both of you, growing apart energy, there's a lot of jars energy coming through, water. Feeling unloved could have to do with more of an emotional, feeling of worthiness within them. Are they able to open up? Are they able to showcase love so someone doesn't feel unloved? Maybe that also is what they're thinking about, what may have been produced that may have deteriorated the connection, the overall strength of the connection to begin with. If someone isn't prioritizing you, how do you know if the person loves you? Especially if they're not the type of person that says it. So whether it has to do with love or not in this particular connection with this person, guys, my point is this could be an emotional shadow that this person needs to get out of. Even the energy of the procrastination with this person look familiar. And then you have all these people's heads, and then it's almost like here's their hands. Is this person getting help from others? Is family interfering? Is family making a judgment call, telling this person? There's a lot that could be going on here, guys. But overall, though, to summarize, this person is definitely thinking about you. This person is strategizing. I think the forward movement, and we might be able to look at some time, which is why I'm glad we're ending your reading with Moonology manifestation, because we could look at the moon cycle and we could look at horoscope or astrology to kind of figure out where time is when it comes to communication with this person. When is this rendezvous point going to happen? However, we could also pick up on advice and final messages for you overall. What do we need to see, Spirit? For our group 2. First quarter moon in Sagittarius. Believe in your good luck. I just felt like I needed to see that. So we're going to keep it. It was just sticking out. It's hard to miss. Know you are loved. Okay. In case you missed it, feel unloved, know you are loved. Guys, this goes back to the message I got where this person could be reflecting on how they treated this connection and it may have dawned on them that they could have not been showing you love and they could have left you feeling this way. But now your final message or your messages for this reading are coming through where Spirit is saying, no, you are loved. You don't need anyone, any external party, any third party or person to give you that feeling of love. Love is within you, you know, and if you're going down a divine path, you are going to activate that feeling more than you would even believe. So let's get one more. You got a first quarter moon, and I believe we're filming and time sensitive on first quarter specifically. So first quarter energy is coming through. It feels like a new beginning with the new moon, Libra energy, Sagittarius, and we got a full moon in Cancer. Look at how beautiful this full moon in Cancer is. I'm not an astrologist by no means, but didn't we just have a full moon in Cancer, or is that coming up? Either way, look at, this is just gorgeous. Look at that crab, Cancer. Forgive, full moon in Pisces, bottom of the deck. That's up to you. But I think that, you know, the good old saying, you could forgive, but that doesn't mean you forget, right? But again, that's the same kind of thing. Are you going to hold on? You could forgive. That doesn't mean you have to be with this person again. Forgiveness is for you. So remember that, guys. Let your fears dissolve. Know you are loved. Believe in your good luck. I think the feeling I'm getting with this is Spirit wants you to remember how powerful you are, especially when you are in your strength. Fear is not necessarily a bad thing, guys. Fear makes you feel alive, you know, when you go on a roller coaster or you get that adrenaline rush. You know, what is it? Those extreme sports type of people. You know, one of the things they always talk about is feeling that they're completely in the moment. They never feel more alive, even when they feel that fear, you know? So it's just the feeling I'm getting for you that is not necessarily a bad emotion to go toward. Fear of change could also be kind of scary. Now, as far as this person, okay, if we're looking at the energy of the astrology, we're getting Pisces energy. Now, Pisces energy is, I feel like it's winter, at least where I live, where I'm in the part of the world where I live. But that's February, March energy for Pisces. Cancer, are we still in Cancer energy? When is Leo energy? And I'm a Leo, so Leo energy is it like tomorrow or Wednesday? We're taking over, okay? Leo, happy birthday, Leos. But Cancer, happy birthday, Cancer, because it's still technically your season when I am filming. But full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. This could be the current energy where you're at right now. Libra energy is fall, September, October, and Sagittarius energy is soon after that with November, December energy. Either way, we're getting first quarter, new moon, full moon, 2 full moons. So energy is heightened, perhaps. Either way, guys, I really do think that focusing on your own growth, your own self-love, regardless of whether it stems from this person, did this person activate that wound within you that you are now trying to heal, you know? Either way, go inward. Believe that Good luck is more so being in a frequency where you're magnetic. That's really what it is. Good luck is a byproduct of you being in a sovereign, divine, aligned energy. So if you're able to access that energy and calm down and temper those emotions that are bringing you down and allow it to run its course, and forgiveness could be a part of that, then the blessings, the good luck happens naturally. So, with that, guys, I love you. I wish you the best when it comes to this energy with this person. Let me know in the comments if you want to share. Send a like, subscribe if you haven't. And again, thanks for those of you that have subscribed and always continue to show your love and support through comments and likes. It's like the easiest way to help the channel and to support. So, thank you so much. With that in mind, hopefully I will see you again. Bye, guys. What's up, guys, and welcome to your reading. If you chose this tiger eye double pointed crystal tower, then you made it to the right place, group 3. So let's get into it. We're talking today about their late night thoughts of you. This person that you happen to be thinking about for this reading today, whether this person has been on your mind or you're just checking in. Regardless, we're going to tap into their thoughts, their late night thoughts. Are they even thinking about you? And to what extent? What specifically? And what else is on their mind? If they're not thinking about you, what else is going on? So we're going to unpack it and see what we need to see today. Spirit, thank you so much for coming through as always for our collective of our group 3. May we get the most authentic messages for our group 3's higher self today. Spirit, thank you so much. Okay, guys. So their late night thoughts, this person, what are they thinking about? Princess of Jars. It looked like she was in a fetal position, but that's the Princess of Jars, guys. Princess is the page, and Jars is cups in this B deck. We're also getting the 5 of Wands. What are they thinking about, Spirit? 6 of Wands. We are getting another princess. In other words, another page. Princess of Wands in reverse. Their late night thoughts of you. This is card number 6, guys, in reverse. This is the honeymoon. It's the lovers. It's called the honeymoon in this deck. Gemini energy coming through. And I believe that's our first major arcana. In the reverse there. And now we're getting, of course, I thought that was the Hierophant, but we got it here, guys. This is the Delphic Bee. Card number 5, the Hierophant energy coming in the reverse as well. And this is Taurus energy coming with the Page of Jars. What are their late night thoughts? Death card. Card number 13. So now we have 3 major arcana coming through. And death is Scorpio energy, water. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We got a king. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. We got the King of Pentacles with the... Oh, that's why. Sorry, guys. We will start talking about it in a moment. I just want to make sure. But we got the King of Pentacles. And why I'm so shocked is because we have the The Hierophant, where did that go? The Delphic Bee in reverse. But the King of Pentacles is coming through with the Page of Wands in reverse. So I'm getting an energy. And is this our... Oh, wow, the High Priestess in reverse. And this is the Melissae. High Priestess is Pisces energy, strong Pisces. We got water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We're also getting that fire a little bit with Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. Also getting Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles. All right, guys, this is going to be one of those readings where if you're not ready for this, then I would click off now because I don't know if this person has the best intentions. I don't think this, whether they have good intentions or not, as a matter of fact, it's more so of how they're coming through. I do feel there is some competitive energy. They may be thinking about actively engaging in more than one potential. There may be more than one person on their mind, is what I am feeling. I do think that you are on their mind, but there's some sort of energy of I'm getting more so a little bit of disappointment. They are thinking about you guys, but one of the things that they are not going to fight, we got the Five of Wands here. It's feeling like that competitive energy, but it's coming through with death. I think the feeling that I'm getting with this is, well, the phrase I'm hearing is fight to the death, but it's giving the energy of last man standing. So they may be, gosh, this is a really interesting perspective to kind of tap into, guys, because I'm not sure where you and this person are as far as relationship goes, but I do feel that they are weighing their options. I do feel like there's other contenders and they're going about it in different ways. We got 2 pages, but above all, we got the Hierophant in reverse, but we also got a King. I feel like this person is having a mask for different types of energies, depending on the person, depending on the energy. The Page of Wands, the Princess of Wands in reverse, is feeling like a person that has been tied up to their own habits, their own ways. Page of Wands in reverse is not the best energy that I always come across. It's giving more of that player energy, someone that doesn't know how to handle someone with care, especially with the King of Pentacles coming through with this. It could be the mask. It could be how this person might be reflecting to the world that they are someone that is stable, someone that is ready to offer a commitment. But it is very clear that even if they have success with forward movement and attaining or getting a lot of contenders, I guess you could say, or people that they're thinking about, I feel as though it all boils down to the fact that these connections aren't going anywhere. This person isn't thinking long term. They are not thinking commitment. They're not thinking like that. Even if they are able to give commitment, even if they are a stable person, they might be not in that stage of life, that phase of life, or that may just be who they are. It really depends. But I do want to focus a little bit on this death. Next to death is coming through with Two of Pentacles, which feels like someone trying to balance something, juggle something. Unforeseen circumstances, could be weather. Either way, whatever this person is juggling, there's success involved with the Six of Wands. This person is used to, it's like familiar for this person to walk in and have a positive outcome, even if they're juggling all stuff. And it could be that they're juggling more than one thing or person or energy, because this is kind of what's on their mind. Now, they're not specifically focusing or zeroing in on anyone specific, but if we're getting the how do you pronounce it? The Melissae, again, the High Priestess in reverse, it could feel like a little bit of a disconnect this person has with their inner strength, something about themselves going inward and tapping in or leaning into their own intuition feels a little bit like a disconnect. So, whomever is in their energy field, including if you are a part of that energy, they're not thinking about it in a deeper way. We do have a couple of the major arcana that's coming through, but it feels a little bit like blocked energy where this person's own journey isn't where it should be. Yet they're coming through as the King of Pentacles, right? So it feels a little bit mismatched or misaligned. There could be, this could look like in reality, this could be where someone's actions differ from their words. That's not aligning. Like, these are the red flags that you may see if you know what to look for or if you understand the signs. So if you're getting someone and also someone that could be awfully busy, that's not always consistent with communication. It could be that they're juggling other things, but it could be that they're juggling other people, that they're not really locking in and they're in that energy of not taking things seriously at the present moment. Some of it is very calculating. I feel like they're calculating energy in order to produce these type of outcomes. I feel as though they are far from reflective energy. I don't think this person has gone inward. There's potential for transformation. I want to get more into this death card because it's pretty striking energy to come through, because it could represent transformation, but I'm not getting that this person is in that energy at all right now. It's like this person is just calculating their next move. They're strategizing. They want to win. They want to win the outcome. They want to win the person. They want to get the pentacle, but that doesn't mean they necessarily are offering it. So, could we trust this energy, guys? I don't know. I want to look at, before we get into the oracle, which is we're going to unpack some of this. I want to go a little deeper with death because, again, what has ended permanently? Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Putting effort in some real way. We also have the Magician. So it's like putting effort in and also being completely aligned to move forward. So is this becoming more difficult for this person? Three of Wands. Okay. This could be their set point. They could be a person that, like with the Page of Wands here, the Princess of Wands here in reverse, trapped in that cycle of moving all in on a whim. They don't really think things through and they get led by their attraction. It's very surface level where the Page of Wands in reverse could be led. It's very physical, in other words. I feel as though they do put effort in. They do take action. But something has ended that created a distance, and maybe you caught on, and maybe you're the one that put an end to things. You stopped the fight. You're like, I'm not going to compete. I'm not going to be an option for you. Whether you said it to this person or not, I'm getting that this person, are they thinking about it though? Or is this just us figuring it out? Are they thinking about it? No. Sorry, guys. This person, this is judgment. It's rebirth in reverse, card number 20. Even just with the surrounding energy of them not taking those steps. And that's not to say this energy isn't going to change or they're not going to evolve. Whether this person is a good person or a bad person, that's just what their thoughts are. They're not looking at you in a serious, committed way for the future, guys. That's just me being honest. I hope you're okay. And honestly, if you're not and you're getting very triggered by this, it's important that you don't ignore the red flags because this is a type of energy where it's not going to be difficult to see this sooner rather than later. So I feel as though you might already be privy to this. All right, is there any other clarifications that we need to get? Not really, but since I started shuffling again, let's just do one more for the High Priestess in reverse. Five of Pentacles, there it is. This is abandonment. This is a type of person that could be a runner. This is the type of person that could really come in strong and get distracted by something or someone else and move on. And there could feel a feeling of, abandonment within that. Someone that left unexpectedly. We got the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Wow. And the King of Pentacles. Is this a counterpart of some kind? If it is, this feels like a beginning stages though, if it is some type of counterpart. But this person could also be looking at you as someone that they needed to show up in, even if it's false, guys. So be aware. It's like a sheep in wolf's clothing, or a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't know, whatever that phrase is. This person has a mask on. I that's the energy I'm getting. Even though we're not getting the Seven of Swords, I do feel like they are misrepresenting themselves. So if you're coming through to them as the Queen of Pentacles and you didn't show up in the original spread, Two of Jars after that. Wow. The Emperor in reverse after that. How funny is that? But the feeling of this person wanted to meet you where you were at, even if it wasn't true or wasn't what they wanted, they misrepresented themselves, I feel. So with that in mind, if you're still here, let's dig a little deeper. I want to see if we could gain any more insights of who this person truly is. Like, are they a good person? I don't know. It's not looking good. Group 3, I'm sorry. If this is some sort of deep connection that I'm not picking up on, maybe this is not your reading, but if this you feel like is your reading and this person goes a little deeper than it feels, I do believe that this is beginning stages. Also, a karmic connection could feel really deep, but it's a connection that you learn a lesson from. I feel that it could go either way. So I want to see if there's any indicators with the Oracle. We're going to start with true or false flame. Spirit, what do we need to see? Does this person have any redeemable qualities? However, we are not tapping into their qualities, even if you want to show us something in that department, please. But their late night thoughts of group 3. What else do we need to see? Let's just get the honest truth. If we're going to pull off the Band-Aid, let's pull it off. But if there's anything that could help this energy, what do we need to see, Spirit? What do we need to see? What are their late night thoughts? Mutual effort. Growing apart. Gosh, that's coming up a lot. Family pressure. Spiritual match. Spiritual match. That could be a confirmation for some of you. But it could also be like something that was lit between the both of you. There could have been passion. There could still be mutual effort. That doesn't mean this person is coming through as someone with good intention. Trust issues. There it is, guys. Do you trust this person? It doesn't look like you do. And I feel like the tarot is kind of confirming what you already are feeling or sensing. Domestic bliss. Is this person giving you that feeling that things are too good to be true? Maybe you're waking up to that. Someone, whether they're hot and cold energy, there could be moments where there is a feeling of mutual effort. Like when this person comes in, they come in fully 100% ready, but then when they exit, they also exit fully 100%. So it's never where you could feel safe in their energy. It could feel like growing apart after some time if you allowed this to continue longer than you should have. If it's been a cycle of some kind, let's say. Or it could be a cycle that's developing. Okay, so be aware of that, guys. Whether this is a spiritual match or not, again, a spiritual connection is every sort of connection, to be honest. Karmic is also considered a spiritual connection, and you can't downplay karmics. We could look at ourselves as karmics, obviously, right? We're karmics for other people. We've taught other people lessons and maybe in and of itself taught ourselves lessons. Karmic connections, karmic experiences, karmic situations help the individual grow into their higher self. It's part of the world we live in, guys. We are remembering who we are, right? So I feel as though that's why I hate saying karmic, but because it has such a negative connotation. But again, it depends on the connection, right? It could be a negative connection. So I don't know where this is, how far or how deep you went in. If there's mutual effort happening right now, but there's trust ringing a bell and your gauge is up, don't ignore it, guys. Gosh, years of ignoring that could waste years of your life. Trust me. And honestly, the one relationship I was in, there was no trust. The person did betray my trust, not the way you would expect. However, I do think there was a little bit of probably, I don't know. Guys, I don't know. It was very confusing toward the end, but I will say this. I knew that this person was untrustworthy. At least during the time we were together. In multiple ways, they showed me over and over again and betrayed my trust by lying over and over again, like legit. But I still kept going back, right? That was my mistake. And it was a cycle and a lesson I did not learn. Even after that relationship ended, I ended up in cycles where those flags came up, runner chaser energy, that I never noticed, I never saw because I wasn't ready to see. I don't know. Either way, when you finally get activated, and the last time I was in that cycle, it was a person that activated me, which is such a blessing, right? To finally get it. And I feel as though this could be your moment. But I don't know. I want to tap in a little bit more into their headspace. We're going to look at Place Oracle. And gosh, I went a little bit down the memory lane journey, but sometimes it comes up. We're talking about relationships and stuff on this channel. But again, even if it's a karmic relationship, that karmic relationship could have been very important to you at one point, is the point I was trying to make. And because of that, you could ignore obvious flags that this is not the right person for you. But maybe it was meant to happen the way it happens in order for you to learn what you need to learn. Everything happens for a reason, right? So it all goes back to divine timing when you really think about it. What is their late night thoughts? Let's see. Park. Goodness. A day in the park. That's what they want you to feel. This person could be a gym rat. They could take care of their bodies. They could be physically attractive, which is why they may have an easier time attracting others surface level wise. We got the river. You could have met at a gym. Concert. Music is coming through. Festival. Lake. River, lake, water, emotions. This could be in this person's subconscious. Maybe they are, I don't think they're in their heart space, but when I look at water, right? River, lake, but look at the imagery. Like the river is, you don't know where it's going to turn, right? You don't know where it's going to go, but it is flowing forward. And then you got the lake. It's kind of giving like a horror movie vibes, right? Like it's a little bit too eerie. There's fog, there's a creepy lighting, there's a boat that's no one's in it, a canoe. But yet it says tranquil waters, reflections. But that's the funny thing. This person isn't going inward. They're not reflecting. They're in a darker space when it comes to that energy of looking at their shadows, growing as a person, growing as an individual. So, they could be stuck in their head. I'm getting a person that's listening to their headphones or AirPods for some reason at the gym, going on a run at the park, walking. I don't know. I feel like this person is very active. And that's how they think they're working on themselves. It could be that, like where they are on a journey of like their self-improvement journey, but it's all physical, it's all health-wise maybe. But when it comes to them as a human, as morals, ethical code, them as a person, even their own spiritual growth, that is where it kind of is lacking and feels a little bit empty. Okay, so that's kind of the energy I'm getting. Jail. This trapped energy came through. Where was that? The Page of Wands in reverse. This person is in lockdown with this energy. Is this going to come to an end with death? I don't feel so. I think what's coming to an end more so is where you're at. You're not going to be a part of this game. You're not going to play or compete or be in that energy. And maybe that's what this person is thinking about. You're crossing their mind that you are growing apart, maybe that you're making that decision to move, but they're not thinking about doing anything about it. They're not changing. They're going to be the same person, whether you're in or out. So keep that in mind. If you are one foot out, guys, that might not be a bad idea or a bad thing for you right now. Trust is a big deal, right? In any relationship. If love could only go so far, and if love is even in the equation for you guys, but what is it? Communication, love, trust. That's like the trio, the magical trio for any healthy relationship. Now, for those of you that have a deeper spiritual connection with someone, that takes it up to a billionth degree of connectedness, right? So there's so many ways to be connected with someone. But again, the foundation that's built, part of that is trust. If you don't have that trust, and it's not built overnight, that takes time. There you should see growth, you should see progress. And once trust is gone, that's pretty much the doom. I remember even telling my past partner when he first betrayed my trust, and there was, I don't want to say too much, guys, but the way he betrayed my trust was for him. It was his health that he was putting um at risk. Okay. And it did affect our relationship because of how he started behaving in the relationship because of his health. So, without going too much further into detail about that, but the point is, when he first betrayed my trust and I found out what was going on, um, I had told him, I'm like, this is going to be the doom. And it took 2 years for that to actually come into fruition because I didn't know. I ignored the red flags and guys, it was very obvious. Okay. So don't make that same mistake, I would say. But I feel for you guys that are coming through to the channel, especially those of you that are staying this long and listening to this, I'm just trying to help you and remind you that all of us have experienced this. And sometimes it's harder depending on the person when you wake up to truly perhaps where they're at. You can't base everything on potential, right? You can't make a happy ending with potential. So, with that, I want to see what the blocks are. We're using a new deck. This is what's blocking you. And I want to see what's going on, Spirit, with this person. I think we already get it. I think this person just isn't the committal type. However that might look for this person in real life when it comes to commitment, whether they're being a player, whether they're being secretive, whether they're being having bad characteristic, whether they're a bad person or not. But it could also be the energy of this person is just not ready for commitment, but I'm not getting that, guys. I'm going to be honest. There's trust more so than anything else. And I don't want to mislabel anyone. If you go to the gym, good for you. I do have a gym membership, I'll be honest, but I haven't gone in over like a year. All right, let's be honest, 2 years. But I do walk, and I have a subscription. I'm wasting a lot of money now that I think about it. I got to figure out my finance, I guess. Divine masculine energy, I got to figure that out sometimes. And maybe that's a reminder for you guys too. Like, there's no perfection, even when you are going on a divine journey. Like, you're still human, right? There's still things you got to work on. There's still habits. There's still shadows that you might be ignoring because you're not fully aware of it yet. But trust me, if you are going down the awakening path, and that might not be this collective, but for those of you that are experiencing a self-improvement journey or a spiritual journey, this is just one stop, along the way. So you'll be okay. But I want to see what the blocks are. Gosh, I keep detouring, guys. I hope you don't mind that. But that's just the flow of the messages that are coming through. And here we are for this energy today for you guys. So what are their late night thoughts? What are these blocks? Who is this person, Spirit? What do we need to see? Unlovable coming through. That's sad. It could also represent like you feeling unlovable. Being a victim. Oh my goodness. Too soon. Getting hurt. Feel unloved. Judgment. Ooh, judgment again. This time, Oracle. Gosh, guys, I'm picking up a lot on your energy, to be honest. It's feeling, let's start with your energy. It's feeling as though if this person is the type of person that doesn't give up, that keeps coming back in, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's who they are, where they're not really seeing, especially if you allowed it. It could be like that, what is that avoidant personality, whether they're a true avoidant or not. I don't know about If this person is an avoidance, I'm not getting so much of that because it's more so that this person, it seems like they're playing with someone's emotions consciously. So that doesn't inspire that type of energy, right? It mostly inspires feeling on the other side of things like a victim. And I hope that's not how you feel. And trust me, guys, ugh, embarrassingly, like where you want to cringe some of the things you put up with in the past with past people because you didn't know better. And again, you can't play the victim. All you could do is be grateful that you're waking up to it. Okay. If someone, too soon, it's feeling like a little bit like of the love bombing. If someone is coming in with all these promises and all this glitz and glamour and flowers and King of Pentacles energy, don't assume that they are fully healed and fully, at their higher self, right? Their best frequency they could be on this earth. You have to figure that out along the way. Again, trust is built over time. So don't fall into that energy, okay? Because that could allow for getting hurt. But maybe that's where the lesson is sometimes, right? And then it goes back to unworthiness and the feelings of self abandonment wounds come up, like where you might feel. And again, I'm speaking and capturing this energy because as your reader, a lot of what I channel is stuff I've experienced or stuff I understand. And I understand this energy, guys, because I think it's a rite of passage in a way. Learning what the cycles are, the patterns are. When someone says, I keep feeling like I'm dating the same person over and over, I keep meeting the same person. It's the same thing over and over. Then the question is, why? What's triggering that? What is the cycle? What is going on? What is it about you? And again, if there's a runner chaser energy, that could be where maybe you yourself were unavailable, which is why it was easy for you to attract that energy in thinking that is where you felt safe. So when you see it and you wake up to that and you realize, nah, it's a game changer, guys. Knowing that you are lovable. Now, is this person understanding what they're doing? How they made you feel? I didn't get that with the tarot or some of the oracle, that they are going inward, that they are reflecting on their own behavior, their own patterns. I'm not getting that, but it could cross their mind, unless they're a complete narcissist, which probably not. It's very rare. It's not everyone's a narcissist, just because they have narcissistic tendencies. But if this person has tendencies, but really could understand it in some degree, they may have understood that they are playing games a little bit. And they know that there is hurt feelings involved. Like, I don't think they're stupid, right? They're not completely ignorant to the aftermath or the consequence. They see it, but is it affecting them? I don't think so. Because then they're on to the next. And that is really hard energy to talk about. And again, for whatever reason, they're in this energy. It could be a phase. It could be a state of their experience, something they need to go through. Whatever it is that they're experiencing, or it could be them at their core. We don't know. I don't know. You might not. You may know more. I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make, guys, is either way, if you are walking toward this energy, knowing all of this, that's on you. It's not on this person. So, with that, let's get into advice. We're talking about Moonology manifestation, and this is, it could come timing. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if this person comes in. It's really going to be up to you whether or not you're going to shut this down, whether it's a cycle that needs to be shut down, whether this is your person or not. I don't know, guys. This could, like I said, be a lesson that needs to be learned and moved on from. However, if this goes deeper, if there is a spiritual match, if there is that layer, you have to allow this person to figure it out, and you cannot help them with that. If you don't think that's truly who they are deep down, and this is just the energy that they're in for whatever reason, they could be healing their own heartbreak from something that has nothing to do with you. Who knows? Maybe you know more than I, but either way, I mean, I'm not always trying to give this person the benefit of the doubt, but I need you to understand the complexities of people, of energies. All you could do is focus on yourself, guys, honestly, and work on self. And when the right person comes, there's no denying that. So, with that, what is our advice, final messages, or any other messages about this person's late night thoughts? Any time frame of what should we expect, Spirit? Let us know, and I hope you're okay, group 3. We're getting trust, all will be well, and it will be. Aww. Virgo energy, ground. New moon, that is fresh start, new energy coming in, a cleanse, heart chakra cleansing. It feels like new pastures, green pastures. Oh my goodness, new moon in Leo, shine. I like this energy. I'm feeling it within. Strong grounding energy, strong fire energy. It's like Leo is a fixed sign, so it feels like sun. The sun is coming out. That's what Spirit is probably reminding you of. Be in that energy, that frequency. Appreciate the weather if you have good weather around you. Let's get it. Take inspired action. Full moon in Virgo. Oh my gosh. We got a full moon and a new moon in Virgo. Virgo might mean something for you guys, especially with the Queen of Pentacles. Whether you're earth energy or not, it could be that you are a very grounded person. And you might need a reminder to remember to get to your set point. You are a person that does not dim for anyone. You are in your own power. You have your own monument type of energy, like you know what you deserve. So don't forget that, guys. Trust all will be well. Shine, take inspired action, and let's get one more, and then we'll take a peek at the bottom of the deck. We have push through any insecurity. First quarter moon in Cancer. Cancer, we are just about leaving Cancer energy, time sensitive, guys. We're about to head into Leo energy. Maybe that is a forecast of where you are headed, whether you are coming to this video at a later time. It is the feeling that the sun will come out. Anything that has been leaving you feeling crabby, cranky, emotionally distraught from whatever this person produced, or the outcome that was produced, the consequence, the cause, the effect that you had to deal in the aftermath, perhaps, is something you're going to get out of. Again, it's going to be okay. All will be well. You just got to go through it first, but you're almost there. I feel like you are still ready to take inspired action, so don't detour. Get into the energy of getting grounded and focusing on what you know you need to focus on. Bottom of the deck is new moon in Cancer. Relax. Relax. Don't do it. Where you wanna go to it? Is that the lyrics? It's like an old school 80s song. What is it? I don't know. In excess, maybe? I'm probably making that up. I'm more 90s, early 2000s type of music, but I love the 80s as well. So, but anyway, relax. Don't take it personal. Spirit is saying it, like that when people get triggered, like, don't tell me to relax. Don't tell me to calm down. I don't think you should be triggered. I think it's just a reminder to just go with ease in whatever inspired action you are taking next. So, with that, guys, I love you. You're going to be okay. I promise you. I feel that you are in your strength and you might have needed a little bit of a jump start with this reading, especially if you stayed this long. Let me know in the comments so I could see right away, like, ugh, you guys are my group that we went deep into some heavy energy that you are releasing. So, or I'm hoping you're releasing. But if you're not, if you're still working through it, everything's going to be okay. It's all going to resolve itself regardless, right? All right, guys, I love you. Hopefully, I will see you again. Bye.